Do you guys ever buy something and then after like a couple of months or maybe even a couple of years go by, you start window shopping for that same or similar products just to see what else is out there? Well, I do. A lot. And that's what led me to this backpack from StarTech, who I did reach out to but ignored all of my emails and tweets, so I had to get this one on my own. Now this one is made out of 1680D ballistic nylon, which means absolutely nothing to me, but I can tell you from touching the backpack that it feels like a pretty durable material. The stitching and all that stuff is well done. So I think that means that this backpack will probably last you a good 5 to 10 years. We'll take a closer look at this backpack by starting with the laptop and tablet compartment and pulling away the zippers, the steel zippers. And there's not too much to be said about this compartment. It is designed to hold your laptop, a 15.6-inch model. Inside of here, I do have a 17-inch laptop and it fits perfectly fine and is strapped in well by the adjustable Velcro strap here. And then we have a small zipped tablet compartment that holds a 11-inch iPad perfectly fine and it slides in and out. Now, inside of this compartment, I would not put anything else inside of here because if you were to put like a mouse or a book or anything that's too thick, you will feel it on your back. So I highly recommend only using it for laptops and tablets. Another thing to note here that I can only really describe and not show you is the laptop seems to kind of hang or be suspended in its pocket, and it's not really touching the bottom of the bag. Like, yes, I can push on it from here, but it's mostly suspended. So that offers some protection, but I would still be very careful about just coming in and dropping your bag down because I think it will impact. And also with a larger laptop like this at 17 inches, it definitely pokes out a little bit from the sides of the zipper, which, you know, obviously you should put the appropriate size laptop in the appropriate size backpack, but it does fit and I think that's important. So if you do put a larger backpack in here, you do have to worry about it getting banged up on the corners because there's almost no protection at all except from scratches on the tops here. Moving on to the main compartment, this compartment's actually expandable, but in order to expand it, you have to open up this zipper here and remove the accessory case that's included. For now, we're gonna just leave it there and we'll take a closer look at that here in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and see what's inside the main compartment and how you can keep things organized. Now, honestly, the main compartment's mostly just a dumping location for things that you don't really know where to put because there aren't too many options for organization. So I just end up throwing a bunch of stuff on the inside that I don't really know what to do with. And there are 3 interior pockets, 2 of which are zipped, and the top one I usually just keep a beanie in because, well, it's winter time, so if it gets cold, then I'll put that over my head. And it's pretty deep, and you could probably hide like some documents in there if you really wanted to. It has a middle pocket, which isn't zipped, and this one I just use to just catch anything that I'm not really sure what to do with. In this case, I have a CD drive in there. And then there is a mesh pocket that's zipped, and this one is also kind of a catch-all, and I just put a USB cable in there because, I don't know, I might need it, I'm not sure. I need somewhere to put it, but I also want it to be secure. And also inside of here, you can put some keys on this plastic clip here. However, this seems very cheap, and I don't know if I'd keep keys here because I think it would probably break in the long run. You could use it, but I would say use it with caution. Here's a full-size keyboard, and you can see that it doesn't fit when you try to put it inside the main compartment, and that is because currently the accessory case is in use and the false bottom is in place. Now, if I were to remove that, this entire keyboard would in fact fit in here. Now, there is a pocket here on the front that is a velvet lined pocket, and StarTech doesn't exclusively say this is meant to hold your glasses, although it makes sense that it can. However, I think the velvet material doesn't seem like it would last very long. Like, yes, it's soft, but I think if you have anything sharp at all in here, it will quickly tear this away. So definitely be very cautious about what you put in here. Also, it offers virtually no protection. There is some padding and foam at the top and on the back, but I don't think your glasses would be too incredibly safe in here. I also like to keep a pair of headphones in here because this is an area that's very accessible, so I like to be able to quickly grab things. And on that note, you can't just fit any pair of glasses in there. So if you have a larger pair in here, you're really gonna be stretching the zipper here, and you may not be able to get it closed. So just keep that in mind, that if you have large framed glasses, they're probably not going to fit in this compartment, and smaller frame ones should fit perfectly fine. And if this bag is really full, then you're probably not going to be able to use this compartment at all. The last compartment there is to talk about is the frontmost compartment. And in here, it opens pretty wide, which is nice. And this is also, it's got better organization than the rest of the backpack, but it still could be better. Now, I do like that it opens very wide, and you can fit quite a lot in here. I've got a speaker. It holds a screwdriver really well. I don't know why I lost the words of screwdriver. I keep a knife in here because it fits. 2 pins, sticky notes, because you never know when you need to write something down. And there's also a zippable mesh compartment in here, or pocket in here. And I keep a dictionary in here, not for any reason in particular, just, you know, it just seemed like a good place for it. Now, you could keep like USB keys or something else in here, but I don't know, it just doesn't really sit right with me. So I don't use this one to store anything too small. Plus, it's in the dark, it can be really hard to see certain things based off the interior color. So just keep that in mind. Now, where I like to keep my accessories is actually in the accessory case. I briefly mentioned it earlier, but the accessory case can be found underneath the main compartment, and you can easily remove it with this little loop here and pull it straight out. And this is typically where I keep all of my tools, USB flash drives, as well as adapters and cables, because the organization in here is modular and totally up to you. So on the top of the case itself, this is a good place to keep cables and other things, and this does a pretty good job of like organizing it, and you can kind of organize this however you want. And I just have 2 different cables, one on the top layer and then one on like the bottom, I guess. On the inside, I just keep a battery bank, some different chargers here. I have another set of headphones just in case, and this is actually where I keep my USB devices in here, so that way, you know, I can grab them if I need them, which I usually don't. And then I keep some tools in here, you know, like as needed. I don't really keep them here all of the time, but when I do take them with me, this is where I set them. And you can see there's still quite a bit of room here in the like top right corner, if you will. So as you probably noticed, you can actually rearrange this a little bit, and there's like Velcro on both sides of these, I guess, pads or dividers, whatever you want to call them. And so you can totally remove these completely and just have one giant storage compartment. Now, some of you are probably looking at this and wondering if you can fit a camera and 2 lenses. So here is a T8i Rebel, and I've got 2 different camera lenses in here as well. Now, the divider doesn't really work too well in this case. And what I mean by that is you can't stick this divider lengthwise in here, or else you won't be able to close this very well. And also, it's kind of a tight fit. Like, I think we can get this zip down, but putting a camera in here is probably not the best place for it. So we can zip that up, and as you can see, there's some bulging. It's not too bad. I still think it'd be pretty safe in here if you did put a camera. But yeah, so I guess that answers that question. Can you fit a camera? Sure. Can you fit all cameras? Not too sure. The included external bottle holder is a great feature that I definitely miss having. If you absent-mindedly lean over, the water bottle may not even fall out. However, if you lean too far over, well, your water bottle might be going for a swim. I'm a pretty short guy at 5'4", so for me this backpack fits extremely well, and the shoulder straps do not dig into my shoulders. The weight is distributed well, and I feel like I can carry heavy loads all day long with no issue. The padding on the back and on the straps feels like foam. In fact, all of the padding on the straps and the back feels like foam, which makes you question the long-term comfort while wearing it. It's also winter right now, so I'm not entirely sure if the backpack's design allows for ample airflow, as I have not been sweating at all while wearing it, so I can't tell if it's doing its job or not. Also on the back is a trolley loop, which doesn't affect the comfort at all and is great when you're traveling and don't want to carry your backpack anymore. Finally, there's a secondary loop on the backpack, which makes it great for hanging the backpack pretty much anywhere. With the accessory case removed from the bottom, we can try and use this as like a weekend getaway bag. Obviously, not having the accessory case kind of limits how much we can carry, but I'm just gonna kind of lazily pack all this in here and just see if it'll all fit. I'm sure it will, but you know, it's always just a good test. Obviously, people who pack better than this could probably fit a lot more, but that's not the goal. We're just trying things here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. that looks like it'll still fit underneath an airplane seat too. So that's 3 pairs of jeans, 4 shirts, and 3 pairs of undies, and 3 pairs of socks. Fits in there perfectly fine. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is this small pocket here on the shoulder strap. Now, they say that you should be able to fit a phone in here. So here's an iPhone 13 mini, and that fits, but you know, we won't really be able to zip this back up. So anything larger than an iPhone 13 mini, it will fit. It's expandable, but you won't really be able to secure it very well. Now, honestly, this pocket's probably better for loose change, maybe some dollar bills, nothing too large. Now, they say that you could put a passport in here, but if you put a passport in here, you also won't be able to secure it. So I don't really know what the point of this pocket is, but it is nice that's included. So you do have some options to just put something here very quickly or access something very quickly from the front. And then you also have a loop on the other side. So every now and again, I'll just loop in my flashlight real quickly here. So that way, if I need it, I have quick access to it. But that's really it for all this backpack. I don't know if there's anything else worth mentioning about it. So I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.